earlier this evening, technically, the people who don't have a dog are being taxed for collecting something that they haven't nothing to do with.
No, unless they're treading anything, of course, and it affects them. It's, you know, or the children do.
Yeah.
So I'm not, you know, so. But I think what we're.
How much are these dog bills? Sorry.
I think they're
Well, we got ours back for nothing.
Yeah,
So.
Alright, smart.
If I can.
We've got a company we get bins from, so.
Yeah, can I make a suggestion? Perhaps we could have a map of the village
Yes.
and look at where things are at the moment.
Yes.
Look where they were and whether they were well used. And perhaps through Facebook or other means, ask the dog owners where they think the most important ones are.
Yeah.
So that when we get them in, we're actually putting them in the right place.
Yes.
You know, obviously the Booth Field, because it's private, that's going to be a difficulty in that.
I don't know if it'll be a difficulty because I think I have contacted them. I haven't had any response, so I need to speak to the chairman. But I don't think if they aren't going to replace it, I don't think they'd have an issue with us putting one there purely because it keeps their field nice.
No, I don't think the Booth Northern Charity would have an issue, but the stuff that's there now, the council will not be keen to pick that up because it's
they
private.
put it there.
They put it there, yeah. So I will tell John Evans that.
Yeah.
Say, you know, you put it there.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I think we don't want to be putting bins all round there.
No.
So well, actually, that must never
No,
be used.
exactly.
Yeah.
Let's put them in the right place in the first place.
Right. So,
I think the environmental committee.
So the environmental committee are going to look at that in terms of actually looking to source some bins, and actually we have a company that will collect those bins as well. So we're working on it. So get the word out to all dog owners that Harrietsham Parish Council are working on it.
Do we need to set any budget to that, or we got that?
There is
I
an
think there is an environmental budget, and I think that would fall within budget from.
I mean, they've got their because our February meeting's quite early, it's the 22nd, I think. So by the time they've had their meeting and we try and locate some, or you know, look at pricing of things and that, then we can agree
We've got
it with
an environmental meeting next week.
Yeah.
This doesn't undermine the problem of litter in
No.
itself.
No, it's different.
You
That's a
the
different
bottom of
issue.
Steed Hill Park by the church and all the litter along the road, it's depressing.
It is.
So
yeah.
it's not only dog litter, it's litter per se, you know. All got to
I assumed to throw it out their window.
So street cleaner, I did actually see it come on Monday.
Yeah.
It was in that one round the bit.
There's been a big thing on Radio Kent over the past few days about flight tickets. And the problem is if, say, I have got a 3-piece suite to move, and ask the council how much, and then somebody comes along and says, I'll move that for you, it's my responsibility to check that that person is in fact licensed.
Yeah, got a way to go out.
And if the going rate is £200 and I can do it for £100 and not get called,
Well, that's what's happening.
that's
isn't it?
fly tipping. That is the big problem.
Well, say Chegworth Road did this. What was it? The weekend actually, there was 8 people from Maidstone there picking up fridges, tyres, black bags, clothes, all strewn.
Terrible.
It's almost as if somebody had just come along and just emptied the back of the truck.
Well, they do.
That's
They
what
just
they do, don't they?
drive along and tip the tipper and
A lot of it was
falls out.
household waste, you know. So
Yeah,
it's
no,
like.
it's disgusting.
But anyway, it is a major problem again within the borough and within our locality, and rightly or wrongly, some of the people or some of the, shall I say, sites that don't have refuse collection facilities, but to drive all the way over to Tobhill to take their waste when, if they turn up in a truck, they get turned away. It just ends up on.
And there's the
and this
asbestos
time of the year it
as well.
blows all over the place, so
Yeah.
it's
We've had a problem with a dead pony being there.
Oh,
A dead pony?
Martin has been helping us deal with it. We
no, there was one on the Headcorn Road just recently.
It was not far from the road, but
No.
it was being dragged in, so technically it's the landowner's responsibility to do it.
Yes, absolutely.
But obviously it's been there for 48 hours, the foxes have...
Oh, yeah, on the top. Okay, is there anything else from the Environmental Committee or anything to report back on? Thanks ever so much, Benny. Okay, finance. If everybody, I've got to sign anything here.
It's quite thick, it's not so usually.
Right, okay. I take it everybody's seen the finance report and everybody's quite happy with that. So if I can have a proposer to, is it an acceptance? Thank you, Fred. And a seconder? And Janetta. And all those in favour? Yes.
That's it, can you show which one you signed that last time? That's the big one, it's the budget.
I'll read this one.
Well, yeah, everyone's seen that.
I think everybody on the committee has seen the precept comment that is highlighted here, and I'll just read it again. It's last year the precept was £56,111 spread over 1,020.2 properties, given a charge of £55 on each average Band D property. MBC has stated that the equivalent number of average Band D properties this year is 1,077.9. The precept requirements for 2017 and 18 is £93,945. So that makes the precept £87.16 per Band D household, or £1.68 per week. This is a £32.16 increase per household per year, or only 61.84p per week increase. Does any councillor have any questions or comments? I won't ask you your thoughts because they're probably as I know, other than the fact it's a massive increase. Yes.
But we're not getting the funding from
See,
NBC.
No.
See, this is the major issue that's been hit by kind of local councils all around the country. And it goes down to county level, borough level, and certainly on to wherever there's parishes. That Maidstone can't really afford to give the money that they would have previously kind of given. Okay, there are a few extra houses that are being built, quite a few extra. But as we all know, the majority of that money ends up going back into the government coffers, and very little of it comes back to the borough, and even less comes back to us. So we're in a position really where we're going to, unfortunately, have a bit of a hike this year. As to what that hike is and where we can save money, that's for us to, discuss. But what I do understand, and regrettably, is that there will be an increase this year within the precept, which is fair, Mike. Yes. It's exactly what that increase is. We will.
If no one's got any questions, it's a case of if anyone's going to propose the precept to be set at the figure that the Finance Committee have recommended.
You will propose that. We accept Mark.
As I say, it's extremely regrettable, but we are in a position where we cannot physically do anything about this.
Rock and a hard place.
So Matt is going to propose the figures as given. If I could have a seconder on that. And Glenda's
So
seconding.
is everyone in favour?
Is everybody in favour?
No,
That's the,
no one's got a choice.
okay, it's regrettable unanimous. Yeah, if you could do the next one.
When Mike sent round all the spreadsheets and usual paperwork, he sent round amended financial regs, risk assessments. Both of those have been amended to incorporate the fact that we're now going to be moving on to online banking. So that was the amendment that's been made to them. And the standing orders, they've been reviewed and they remain unchanged. There's nothing that needs to be changed. So if you've all read them, I don't know whether you're happy just to approve them to be readopted with the in the above. Yeah. So can someone propose those, please? So everyone's okay with
We're all okay, I think it's
Thank
unanimous.
you very much.
One comment. Mike is doing a fine job.
Yes.
That's a tremendous job. Thank you, Mark. If you could minute that as well. Okay, on to highways. Johnson.
Yeah, a couple of things. We've managed to get a bit more of a sweep down Goddington Lane and Hull Mill, and they're hopefully going to come back and finish that because that's not been finished, because that's obviously a wet, muddy area all the time. And I've had a couple of complaints about Birchall's Wood Road. Obviously there's only one house and yet quite lots of people use it, with the potholes, because it has lots of farm vehicles going down it, which obviously adds to that. So that's being worked on as well. Tom has been going out quite regularly and looking at lights, obviously no good in the fog. And reporting those that are out, because obviously they've got the numbers on, and it's quite easy to do on website, and we have been encouraging people to use the website. So just encourage people to use the KCC website where you can report things, but also track things that have already been reported. So you might go on to report a light and say, well, it's been reported already, or they're going to do this part of work at some time this month. So you can see what's going to be done. So it's quite a useful website. That is all on the highways, and I haven't. Oh no, that's on the next bit. Okay.
The next bit is the traffic and parking in West Street. So, Matt, if you could give us a...
Well, I've been keeping an eye on this, obviously, and it is status quo. Nothing has changed. There was a comment that I read, I believe it was on Facebook, about this being CTRL employees. And I want to state quite clearly that is not so. CTRL stopped, the people who are working on that site, they stopped work half an hour before dusk. So I've been going out at 8 o'clock at night, and 8 o'clock on Monday night, I got stuck in West Street behind a bus. And the bus couldn't move because there was a Tesco lorry unloading goods to one of the houses. Well, it was great fun because that was right on the junction with Station Road, and there were people coming down from the train. So you can imagine the chaos that was there. So I did a count, and it was 53 vehicles parked in West Street between Forge Meadow and the shop. And the pinch point, the notorious pinch point, is outside the roebuck. I tried to take some photographs, but it was impossible because of the state of my camera at the moment. I've got a new one. Vehicles parked fully on the curb out on those houses to the west of the east of the roebuck. There's a group of 4 houses. Now, you couldn't even walk through it, let alone get a buggy through it. And this is at 8 o'clock at night. So that's all I can say is that I'm keeping an eye on it, but until something bad happens, I can't see anything that anybody's going to do about it. So unfortunately, that's a bit gloomy, but that is the way I see it.
Still leave it on the agenda?
Absolutely.
I think that something like this needs to stay on the agenda, because with the rumoured plans that West Street has, and we've got to remember that West Street was made for horse and carts. It wasn't,
Oh, yeah.
it wasn't made for the vehicles. And with further development or possible changes to the school, that the road will only improve. And unlike some areas, roads can be made bigger. West Street cannot be made bigger because there's houses on both sides.
Yeah.
So there is issues there. So if you can keep an eye on it, Mac, and go and sit 1 or 2 more traffic jams, that would be quite useful when you get your new camera.
I've got the new camera, to learn how to use it. The only other thing, of course, which will be spoken to by Councillor Sands, is what happens between Questley Way and the A20. But I'll leave that to Janetta to comment on that.
Which I cannot comment on, unfortunately. I will chase it up again, but I haven't been able to do anything on that white line issue.
Yeah, but as I say, it is an area that we're very, very concerned about because of the proposals for that particular area and the implications to local residents.
You've hit it on the head. That's exactly the problem.
You know, it's taken local residents 20 minutes to actually do that 100-metre stretch to get into their own houses because of various other issues. I think we've got to kick up a fight. Okay, the next item is Lemon Parish Council. To receive a report from Councillor Powell in December. Well, Councillor Powell didn't attend the meeting in December. Did Councillor Sams?
Councillor Sams didn't attend the meeting in January.
January.
I have attended all the others.
So,
Everyone else.
do offer our apologies, but maybe Richard at this stage could actually tell us exactly what's going on at Lemon.
Follow on from what's been talked about on the car park, and we are equally concerned about it's becoming a major issue, and it's probably since the co-op has opened that we are now getting considerable pressure, and we are undertaking a full report on car parking, where we can possibly get more land to expand our car parking facilities, and also to deal with the problems. They're not as bad as you have in West Street, but up the High Street at the top we have greater problems, and we are planning to have discussions with Maidstone about further yellow lines, possibly. It's a serious problem, and it's not going to go away. It's going to get worse, as you know. The pressure we're under the new local, the ongoing local plan at the moment, we are being told that we're 1,400 plus houses, and so we're under considerable pressure there for parking. We are actually starting, well, not almost from scratch, but we're starting again with the neighbourhood plan, and we have a major meeting with the planning department and Mr. Jarman on Monday, and Janetta is attending that meeting, and we're putting some very pertinent questions to the planning department, because what it does worry us is that at the moment we are getting requests from developers, and if we're not careful we're going to be piecemeal development. What we're trying to do is to link everyone together so that we can look at the possibility of taking the traffic from our high street round and out by the Ham Lane Junction.
Yes.
It's essential that we get cooperation from the borough on these planning issues where we get 106 money to make a road that is major outlet onto the Ham Lane.
Yes.
You covered the dog bins. We are looking at that's a serious problem as well. What else has we've been talking about? No, I think that's mainly what we've been doing. We're doing a tourism website, trying to go around the businesses. We're creating that at the moment. Don't think there's anything else major. That we have a lot happening at the moment relating to the neighbourhood plan. We have a separate group,
Yes.
neighbourhood plan group,
Yeah.
which is very active. We meet every Tuesday evening, and it's fortunately we've got a very good team.
Yeah. You know, just to add our support to you as I know that you do to us. I mean, what is happening within the whole area of Denham and Harrietsham in terms of the plan is it's been awful.
Yeah.
I mean, to see, and I've been speaking about this on the council on and off for a couple of years now. You're absolutely kind of decimating part of Kent's history, and there are other opportunities in other areas. I mean, I've met with developers this week that want to build in other far more, you know, what we call more decent sort of areas, which is not going to affect kind of neighbourhoods and elements of brownfield sites, which have been rejected. And, you know, when you look down the A20 and see what they are trying to do, it's almost as if, you know, kind of, it won't be long before Harrietsham and then actually join at some stage.
Well, like you,